Yo, what is good, fam? Welcome back to the Car Talk Podcast. It has been a while since I've done one of these, or at least it feels like it. I guess it's been about a month. I think I did one, over a month, because I did one, for New Year's of 2025, and it's mid-February. I think it's like February 18th today. But I just wanted to hop on here, do a little podcast episode, and just let you guys know that all is well over here, and I hope the same exact thing for you guys. I've been going through a unique time in my life where for the first time in like 6 years, I just haven't really felt too inspired to create content and to do the regular social media work that I've been doing. And I'm not 100% sure why that is, but I do have a couple hunches, and one of them is I think I'm starting to fall in love with simplicity, which when I started doing social media, it was mainly because I always desired a lifestyle that wasn't simple. I wanted a lifestyle that was very unique and very 1% like, and I guess now I am still the same way. Like, I definitely don't like to do what everyone else likes to do, but the 1%, life is of riches and of wealth and like doing the crazy things that the 1% of 1% gets to do is not really what attracts me anymore like it did 5-6 years ago. What really attracts me is just peace of mind and just doing what I genuinely love to do every single day, and that changes, which I didn't really expect it to, but for the most part, there are a few things that stay very constant in my life, and one of those things is my love and passion for fishing. I've been kind of going back and forth on like potentially starting a business around my love for fishing. But like, I've been helping my buddy out who's a guide, and I've been kind of like thinking about like if I could guide for a business, or if I could do fishing lessons or what, and it's kind of interesting. Like, I still don't feel like I want to do anything like set in stone in the fishing industry, aside from just me sharing what I love about fishing and what I'm learning about fishing, and just documenting the things that I catch, which I've still done my best on doing on social media, but I haven't really been talking much about things outside of social media, or outside of fishing, on social media. But I figured, that's gonna come. I've been really, really, really enjoying cooking, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. I never thought, like even 2 years ago, I hated the idea of cooking. I thought, eventually I'd like to have my own chef working for me, kind of a deal. But now I'm like realizing that it's actually a lot of fun to cook, and just like anything, when you don't know how to do it, it's not that fun. But as soon as you start to learn, you start to have a lot more fun doing it, and you get better at it, things start tasting better, and it just gets a little bit more fun. And so I've been having so much fun cooking, and I'm so grateful for my girlfriend's dad, who loves to cook and loves to bake, and I'm just grateful for him being able to help me get better at cooking, and get all of like the weird stuff that like you don't even think about, like little tips and little hacks and stuff with cooking that just help you a ton. It's just so cool. I've been learning so much this year about cooking, and just about eating healthier, and just I've been really focused on like consuming a little bit more mindfully. So I haven't been consuming 200 milligrams of caffeine every single day like I've done the past 4 or 5 years. My girlfriend, when we first started working out about 4 years ago in like 2021, I believe that's right, or 2020 is actually when we started working out together. So about 5 years ago, we started without any pre-workout, and it was kind of her first time lifting weights and kind of getting into, lifting and just the gym scene in general. So she was kind of intrigued by the idea of doing pre-workout, and I warned her, I was like, honestly, like, it's a slippery slope. Like, as soon as you start taking pre-workout, you don't stop. It's like one of those things that it's very, very difficult to lean off of caffeine, especially when you're talking like the high doses of pre-workout or of caffeine in the pre-workout, and in those Alani nutrition drinks and like all the different energy drinks that are out there. And so for the past 5 years, I've been literally consuming, because we started taking pre-workout, and then all of a sudden, like, it was just like boom, like I had said, like it was literally just a habit, and it got to the point where like our bodies just got so dependent on it that she's still taking her pre-workout and she's still doing her energy drinks, but I've decided this year, like, I'm not doing it anymore. It actually really upset me how addicted I was to caffeine, and it just kind of got me to think that maybe I just don't need it. And I do have it every so often now. I've kind of like leaned off of it so much to the point where like I'll go a week without any caffeine at all, and then now I can just kind of like pick it up when I want to, or when I actually feel like I need it, like if I don't get a good night of sleep or something. And it's been a game changer, to be honest. Like that just simple adjustment in my lifestyle has been a huge win for me. I just genuinely feel good about it, and that, along with like eating healthier, I just feel so good about that. And it's just, all in all, like, everything has been really, really good with me, and I'm just so grateful for it. And like I said, I hope the same exact thing for you. It is a little bit weird though, like I am such a big believer in creating content and just sharing your message and to build a brand, and it's all because of the influence that Gary Vee has made on me. And I just love life, I love people, I love business, and I know that by building a personal brand, there are so many good things that I can do with it. And so I do know the importance of building a brand, and I know in order for you to build a brand, you have to post a good amount on social media, on all platforms: Instagram, Snapchat, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, like all of these different platforms. But if I'm being 100% honest, I wasn't really realizing the ramifications of doing all of those things. And it wasn't until this year where I kind of realized, holy crap, like I need to take a few steps back, kind of evaluate what I really, really want to do in this life, and is social media going to provide that for me? And quite honestly, this year is the first year that I've ever been like, I don't think so. Not right this moment, at least. And it's kind of hard for me to think that way, but it's the truth. Like, social media has really, really taken a lot of my energy over the past handful of years, and I don't want to say that I haven't been present or like fully present, but I will say time has flown by faster than I could have ever imagined. Like, I cannot believe I'm 26 years old, and I think that this year turning 26, or I guess last year in December turning 26, just really made me realize that life is so quick. And if you don't stay present for the moments that you really, really want to remember, there's a chance that you won't have as strong of memories of them. And looking back, like, I've got so many things documented, and I've got so many great memories. But I do feel like a lot of those memories could have been better if I was a little bit more present, not thinking about what I should post, how I should post it, how I can share what I'm doing with my family or with my friends or whatever I'm doing with others. And that's taken a big big hit on me. I was not, like I said, expecting to feel this way, and I do anticipate it changing. I just feel like I needed a little break. I'm never gonna be done posting. Like, the biggest goal that I have actually for this year, which is ironic enough that I'm talking about all of this, but my biggest goal that I have this year is to create a YouTube video for every single Sunday. Every single week I'd love to make a YouTube video, and so far it's been happening. So I've been very, very disciplined on that, and I've been having I'd say a lot of fun getting better at editing and just getting better at, making a longer form piece of content. But that has also been very time consuming, and it's consumed a lot of my creative energy, and I think that also has a lot to do with why I don't feel like creating on Instagram, Facebook, and all these other platforms as much. And that's okay. Like, the coolest thing about what I'm doing is there's no right or wrong thing to do. There's just what's right for your situation, and what's right for my situation right now is taking a little break, and it feels really, really good. It feels so good to feel so self-aware and to know that I don't need a complicated lifestyle to be happy. Matter of fact, I don't need anything but a simple lifestyle to be happy. And I think there's an insane amount of beauty in that, and I've just been doing my absolute best to try and stay focused on keeping things simple. Like, I know it's not going to be simple for all that much longer. As I mentioned, I'm 26 now, and I know 4 years I'm going to be 30. And that's going to fly by. Like, before I know it, I'm going to be 30, and I'm going to feel the same exact way as I feel now. Obviously minus a few things, or plus a few things, but ultimately, I just know that I will probably have kids. Like, that's my huge goal, is like in my 30s, I want to get married, I want to have kids, I want to start my family, and I want to be ready for that. And I thought that being ready for that meant to have a ton of money and to have basically every materialistic dream I could have ever imagined, but I'm realizing that that's actually not what I need. And it's a beautiful realization. Now, don't get me wrong, like, I do want to be around for every step of my kids' journey, and I want to be there for my family, not only with my time and energy, but also with my resources. So I definitely do want to take the next 4 years to really build a good nest egg, to allow myself to be there for raising my kids every step of the way. And I just know that it's going to come with a lot of work and a lot of stuff. And I just feel like YouTube is going to probably be that way, that I do, like, all of my social media that I've done for the past 5-6 years has been so broad. I haven't done anything that's super niche. Like, how I've been focusing on fishing has not how I've been throughout the 5-6 years of creating. I've been actually creating around everything that makes me who I am. From my family to starting the process of cooking and getting better at video games and fishing and talking about just random stuff like happiness and, all of those things. But starting to kind of realize that I kind of want to niche down a little bit, get a little bit more focused about fishing and a little bit more focused about spreading, how I've become so happy. But honestly, it's hard to talk about that because I know how different everything is for every person. My situation was very, very weird, and I'm grateful I got out of my tough mental framework that I was in, like my not so good. Figure out the time. I'm here at a dentist appointment. I got 15 minutes, so keep chatting with y'all. But yeah, so it's an interesting thing because I know that I know that I probably could have started making a little bit of money off of maybe TikTok, Instagram, one of those platforms. But I wanted to be broad, and I wanted to be patient, and I wanted to be thoughtful about creating not just about fishing. Like, I wanted to make sure people get to know me, for everything that I am about. And obviously that's been a difficult thing to do, but I've done it. Like, I've got some people that, one of you or a couple of you might even be listening to this podcast, but some of you are just so, some of the people that I have met online have just been the most supportive, loving, kind, and passionate people that I could have ever imagined meeting. And I just know I would have never met them if it wasn't for me taking a risk and just posting things online that made me feel a little uncomfortable at some times, or took a lot of energy for me to create. But I'm so grateful that I did, and I'm so grateful for starting my creative journey, and I'm just so grateful for developing the love and passion that I have for communicating online in the way that I do. And ultimately, I feel nothing but gratitude. And I just know that if I continuously do what I'm doing, maybe in another 5-10 years, I will start earning some money through people consuming what I create. But what I'm realizing I might actually need to do is I might need to start creating merch. I might need to start I love clothing. I actually came out with a t-shirt in 2019 that I designed myself. I printed it at a local printing company nearby, and I'm thinking about maybe coming out with a 2.0 version of those, selling the rest of the first version that I have, and just kind of rolling with that. But then again, I don't know. But I'm going to keep my options open, and I'm just grateful that I'm not, I don't have a lifestyle that requires me to, bring in a bunch of money each month to pay a bunch of money and expenses and stuff like that. I'm 26 and I'm still living with my parents. Obviously they're not my parents. I'm living with my girlfriend's parents, but I would be living with my parents if they were cool with it. But they obviously, well, not obviously, you guys don't know them, but that just was not in the cards for me. My parents don't, and living with your parents at this age is not a traditional thing to do. And my parents are more considered traditional, I would say. And I love them to death. I'm so grateful for my parents, but ultimately, they don't think about life the same way that I do. And I'm so grateful that Caroline, my girlfriend, and her parents think about life the same way that I do. And they think about how valuable time is, and how short our lives actually are. And they can't stomach the idea of, having Caroline and I live somewhere else outside of under their roof, because Caroline is their only kid, and it's an amazing environment that they have, and they're just so happy, and they're so simple. The lifestyle that her parents live is just so simple, yet they are so happy. I can't stress that enough. And I just think that is the key, my parents growing up, I would hear them bicker in the kitchen all the time. I would hear yelling and screaming all the time, or very rarely there was quiet nights. Or maybe not very rarely, but that's just how I remember my childhood. And it's just so cool to live in a household where the only yelling we hear is from downstairs if we're hanging out upstairs in our room, and it's from them laughing, or yelling out a Jeopardy answer or something along those lines. And it's just an amazing environment that I just never thought I'd be so content with. It's such, getting emotional even just talking about it, because if you guys could only understand how much growing up in a lower to middle class family made me think about money. Like, it just made me have an unhealthy perspective on money and like how much you need and like how much, like, it's just, you don't need a bunch to be happy. Matter of fact, like for me, like I just realized like I need the freedom to go out and do what I love to do, like, and that's fishing. And I need that freedom. And if I have that freedom, like, I'm the happiest dude in the world. And I'm so scared of that happiness getting taken away from me that I'm scared to even start like a guiding business, or I'm scared to even start any type of business within the framework of fishing only, because I know that money has the power to disrupt the things that you love. And I don't want that to happen with fishing ever. And I'm just so grateful for that realization, because I know so many guides that burn themselves out for their love of fishing. And some guides, it's the opposite. It's exactly what they're meant to do, and it allows them to spend all of their lives fishing. But I have like a unique situation where I just don't want to fully go in on it. And even like with my social media stuff, that's probably why I haven't been posting a ton. Like, I don't want to just post about fishing. And if I do just post about fishing, expect a couple posts a week. Maybe a post a week. Maybe a post every couple of weeks. Like, and I just know that, you know, materialistically, like, if you want good things to come from creating content, you have to post more than that. I'm not naive to that. And I know that, you know, the benefits of creating online might not be what I'm creating online for. Matter of fact, I don't believe it is what I'm creating online for. I create online because I genuinely love human connection. I love that there are people in the world that look at you and can relate to you and can look up to you and feel motivated by you or feel inspired by you. And I love that by creating online, you have the power to do those things for people that are looking for it. In real life, like, meeting people, like, it's the same way. It's the same exact way. But I've noticed that people that know you, like, all your lives and stuff, and, like, friends and family, like, they can sometimes be jealous and, like, not really support you. They might consciously support you, but subconsciously they don't. And, like, I know that because they just won't like your posts. They won't comment on your posts. They won't show love at all when they see your stuff that you create and you put so much time and energy into. And that realization is gut-wrenching, like absolutely gut-wrenching. Like when you have a best friend or a good buddy that you feel like there's no way that they wouldn't support you, and then they don't, it's like, what? How? But that's sometimes how this world works. Like, when you really know somebody, like, from before they do something and then now they're doing something, like, all of a sudden you just get a little bit of jealousy, like, naturally. And it's sad. I hate that shit. Like, every time I feel that way, like, I push that shit out. I say, that's the devil. Get the fuck out of me. And I just know that the people that I've met online, I mean, some people might have hate, but most of them are the kindest people in the world. They have nothing but good intent for me and my family, and they not constantly, but every so often they'll reach out and let me know that. And it's just something that the people that I love the most in my real life, like in my friends and family that I talk to in real life, like, they don't even do that. And it's just, so it's just the power of social media, the power of the internet, the power of technology. I am just so passionate about all of those things that it's just, I've got to find a way to, take that energy and put it into something. And I'm doing my best to figure that out right now. And I'm enjoying the process of figuring that out. How much time I got? Got 5 minutes. And yeah, I'm just wanting to let you all know that things are really, really good over here, making so much progress internally. And I know that internal progress is going to reflect in professional success and, professional growth. And I just want you to know that I'm 26. It might look like I have all my shit together based off of what I post and how I post online, but I'll be the first to tell you I don't have it all together. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still doing my best to stay happy every single day, and it is a challenge, but I'm proud to say that I am happy. Like, I am 26, I am happy. I've been living a life that makes me happy and makes me feel proud, and I have good intentions, and I know all of you have great intentions as well, and I just know that if you go out into the world with that in mind, there's nothing that's going to stop you. There is nothing that is going to stop you. You might take a month off, you might take 3 months off, you might take a half a year or a year off, but I can promise you one thing: winners win. They never stop winning. No matter what the crowd is saying, they could be booing, they could be cheering, winners are going to win. And if they lose, just know that they're going to bounce back up and win again. And I just want you to know that you have that. All of us have that. You got to dig down deep, find that insane belief and drive that you have in yourself, because everyone's got it, and nurture it, love it, protect it, and just know that the younger version of yourself will be so proud of you once you make it on the other side, fam. So with that being said, I just want to say I hope you have the best day ever. As I end every single podcast, fam, stay happy, and if you are happy, please spread that happiness in one way or another, whether that be through a text, maybe a social media post, or whatever it may be. Spread some happiness today, and as always, fam, stay curious. Without curiosity, we have nothing in this world, and with it, we've got everything. So, fam, I love you. Stay well. I hope you are having the best year. 2025 is going to be one of the best years for every single one of you. I promise you. Believe it, accept it, and run with it. Peace out, fam. See you in the next one.